But for me, Bukayo Saka's goal was world class.
Considering he was a doubt for this game, I thought he was fantastic.
And then he comes out, he just stops the ball dead through Robertson's legs, and you're like, oh, that was good. And then he smashes it, and you're like, oh my god! I literally was like,
incredible.
He just scored.
And I thought.
Football Drop Podcast.
Hello, and welcome to a very special episode of the Football Drop Podcast.
Very special, very special. Is it because we're recording a day early?
It's because we are here, we are live.
We're live!
We are fresh in our heads of Wagwan. Well, we're fresher than we would be on a Monday.
I don't think we are, to be honest. I feel knackered.
Well, fresher in terms of we've just watched football.
Yes, we have just watched football.
I feel absolutely fucked though, mate. The clocks went back.
You've had a bottle and a half of wine, haven't you? That's why.
Yeah, the clocks went back. Did you know that? I was livid this morning because I woke up and it was 10 to 6. I was so upset. I was like, fucking hell, what's going on? Why haven't I... It was when it got to about 11 o'clock that I realised the clocks had gone back because the manual clock hadn't been said 12. I was like, what? Yeah.
She's so annoyed. Surely that's a good thing. You get an extra hour.
No, because I didn't realise. I thought I'd just woken up like uber early.
Ah, see. Uber.
Have you seen the new Beetlejuice?
No. Do you know what? I think you've asked me this question 3 times this week.
Ah, have I?
Yeah. And do you know what? I still haven't watched it, weirdly enough.
That is weird. Why haven't you watched it?
Just haven't really got time, mate.
Oh, here we go. Go on. What have you been doing?
I don't think I can say it on air.
You can't.
So yeah, it's just one of those, isn't it? Really.
So come on, how's the week been? What's been going on?
How's my week been? My week's been okay. It's been okay. It's been a busy week, I must admit. Feels like I haven't stopped, to be honest with you. But it's good. We're into a new week, but I'm a little bit disappointed with you. Because I didn't realise that you're going away next week, which means I'm at football without you. And this upsets me greatly. So we actually have nobody apart from Carl playing tomorrow that scored a goal for our team yet.
Gav?
Oh, yeah, he scored one, hasn't he? Yeah, to be fair. Captain Gav.
Reese?
Yeah. Has Reese scored?
Yeah.
Has he?
Yeah.
That's not a friendly?
No, he scored last season.
Okay. Oh, it's not so bad then.
He was quite quick to remind me when I saw him Friday night. He was talking about his goal in quite a level of detail that you would have thought that, I don't know, maybe Gary Neville would talk about.
Oh yeah, how was football on Friday? You played 11s for the first time for Man v Fad, didn't you?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I think there's obviously a massive difference between 5-a-side where... Or 6-a-side in some cases that we play, where like there's no room. You just have to like be quick with the ball, pass it out. Whereas with 11s, there's obviously got a bit more time on the ball. And where it was a charity match, no one really give a shit. The middle of the field, mate, there was so much space. It was actually unbelievable. So I was playing right wing in the first half, and then I was putting this. Yeah, mate. Yeah.
Wow.
Prime. I've
been upgraded.
I've moved forward in life, mate. Yeah. I was right wing, and then I was told to go middle of the park, and I was like, okay, all right, middle of the park, fine. Yeah, I'll play central midfield. Looked to my left, no one there. I was like, all right, who's meant to be there? And then the bloke who was meant to be there was playing kind of right centre mid. And I was like, there's no one on the left wing here. So I stepped up.
Oh, nice.
I stepped up.
Side.
Yeah, went into the left.
How was that?
Yeah, mate, I love playing football. I don't care the quality because the quality for me wasn't there. It was all about getting my fitness back up and playing 11s again and playing a charity match, raising money for charity. So I loved it. I did. I enjoyed it. I'd do it again.
Oh, I'm glad, mate. I'm glad. How was the old fitness holding up?
Yeah, not too bad. So I was right. It was the second half when I'd been running backwards and forwards to try and sort of help out, the left back or right back or whichever side I was on, because either side and I'm fine, But I was running backwards and forwards. Second half, running backwards and forwards. I thought if I sort of stay about the halfway line, I think I'm going to be all right. I can track forward, track back. I got to sort of like a position where I was almost one-on-one with the keeper. He beat me to it. And from there on in, I was a bit like, oh, fucking knack, I'm blowing out my arse. And then the day after, I had a sort of thigh issue. And then today, my calves, man, oh my God. They've been on fire. I don't know why. Yeah, it's really unusual for me with running. But I said to our pal Reese that I can do a half an hour run. I can do a 5K, sort of about half an hour. Sometimes it's less, sometimes more. Depends on how I'm going. But when I get into 35 minutes of running, I'm a bit like I'm in the unknown now.
Yeah, I feel you. That's me after about 3 minutes of running.
Yeah. Well, how did you get on with your run the other day? Because I think we had a debate.
Never went. Yeah, I never went. No, I was going to go during my lunch break, and then I had a very angry Maisie wanting some food. So I fed her, and then I was like, shit, I need to go back to work.
Okay.
So,
because we was having a debate about whether you'd get to the end of the road, and we was wondering whether, because you live basically on the end of the road, whether you'd turn right and get to the end of the road straight away and you'd be out of breath, or actually go left and go a bit further and be out of breath.
No, the truth is, I actually got out of breath putting my shoes on.
Waz just came in and you're in the porch, passed out.
Need water. Yeah, that would have been embarrassing, wouldn't it? Christ.
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah.
But no. Other than that, it's been a good week though, I suppose.
Yeah.
Where are you off to next week? Tell us all about it.
So just off for a day or two out. Half term, innit? So we'll be out and about, seeing this and that. Not really got too much planned. Yeah. So just going to enjoy family time, really, mate. Just
you deserve it, mate. You deserve it.
Yeah, just a bit. It's just a bit of time off work. I don't know if you sort of notice it in your young age, but there gets to a time in your life where you sort of think to yourself, do you know what? I've been at work for sort of 6, 7, 8 weeks without a break, and I just need my mind to just be not focused on anything kind of too intense. Just a bit of time with the family, and yeah, so I'm looking forward to that.
Good. No, I'm glad, mate. I do hope you have a lovely time. But obviously that is why we are recording tonight. And we want to change things up a bit because we do feel like people probably get a little bit bored of us just talking complete shit and go through every single game, which I'll be honest, I think we get bored of going through every game.
Well, some and some, not really, but yeah, I think let's give it a little shake up, see where we're at.
Your analysis of the Chelsea game last week, I think, was absolute peak. Yeah, so Chelsea went up the end, and they scored. They played well, and then they came and then they scored again, and it's brilliant. Yeah, that's the sort of edgy stuff that I'm sure the listeners want to hear.
Yeah, exactly, because you either get that or you get not watched it. So it's one or the other. It's one or the other.
Oh, I feel attacked, but that was very well played, Will. Very well played, my friend. I feel personally attacked.
So what's the new format then? So we're just going to talk about shit, are we?
Yeah, we've got a couple of topics that we want to talk about today.
Where do you want to start?
First one, I want to talk about Jose Mourinho.
Jose Mourinho, Jose Mourinho, Jose Mourinho. I'll shut up now.
That was beautiful. That was absolutely beautiful. Don't do that again, though.
Okay.
Mate, did you see Jose this week?
I have
back against Man United.
So I don't know what are your thoughts before we go on of Jose Mourinho?
Since he's not in the Prem, I love him.
Yeah, I have always had that element of, when he's sort of talking about specialist in failure and all that. I've hated him.
Yeah,
He's
I
been to
didn't like that.
all of the clubs that I hate. He's been a twat throughout all of it. But I have to admit, maybe if I was a supporter of those clubs and him coming out chatting shit, I might appreciate it a little bit more than I do because I don't like him. But since he's been away, he's been quite funny.
He hasn't. I feel like he. I don't know whether he does it deliberately to be a meme or not, but some of the stuff he does and says and the way he acts, it's got to be deliberately intentional.
Well, yeah, deliberately intentional. Is that not like the same thing?
Yes, yeah, it is.
He's from Portugal and he's Portuguese.
Yeah, he's South American, isn't he? According to you.
Nice.
But I can't remember what he said. I mean, it was Ten Hag comparing them two to winning. They always win trophies, and I was like, yeah, I think they're very different levels. To be fair, from Ten Hag and Mourinho. But Jose, he said something along the lines of, yeah, but when I'm back in the Premier League.
Yeah.
I'm like, so literally he plans to go, he fucks off from the Prem for a couple of years and then goes back? Who's he going to take over next? Like Ipswich or something?
Well, isn't it that the Roma, the owners of Roma are just about to purchase Everton? So there are rumours that he is set to join Everton at the end of the Dyche, what's it called? Era.
But didn't Roma sack him?
Yeah, but I don't think they really wanted to. I think it was kind of like I think in football, as a manager now, and might be an interesting mass debate that we could have. That as a manager, if you're in a club, you kind of expect that your time's about to run out.
Yeah, I suppose so. But
that
I can't
doesn't mean you're a bad
Everton,
manager.
No.
Well, they got Ancelotti.
Yeah, that went well, didn't it? And that lasted a long time.
Well, only because Real Madrid went, do you want to come manage us instead of them? And he went, sorry, who? ever, what were they? I can't remember what their names were.
Do you know what? Ancelotti must genuinely sit there and go, I don't remember coaching them.
Yeah. I've never been to Liverpool before in my life.
Yeah.
Where the Beatles were from? Nah, I don't know. I don't know that place.
There's a team that play in blue in Liverpool.
Yeah.
No, Liverpool playing red.
Toffee? What the fuck is toffee?
Yeah, stupid people. But yeah, like the way that Mourinho is, he just makes me laugh. Just so much. And to make it worse, he got himself sent off again.
He got himself sent off. So basically, he said, I'll be back in England before you know it. Got himself sent off. And then he had a little swipe at Man City as well when he said something along the lines of, I'm waiting to see if I win the Premier League in the 17-18 season because of the charges. So we'll see what happens.
Can you imagine, right, if he actually does? If that happens, he is going to be unbearable. Even more unbearable than he is now.
Yeah. I mean, because maybe without Pep, and actually it would be interesting to know the stats because I don't know off the top of my head, but got to be one of the most successful managers that there has ever been.
What, Jose?
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. I think he's got to be, amount of trophies won. He's probably second, isn't he?
That's a good question. No, I don't know. We'll have to do some research.
3 times?
Yeah.
Not 3 times or twice?
There would have been managers sort of, Liverpool under Shankly, wasn't it? That Ferguson would have won it 3 times, I think. So there are managers out there who would have done it. Obviously Pep as well. So there would have been managers out there who's done it a lot, but I don't know where he stands in terms of success. But he will be right up there. And some of the teams that he's done it with, I mean that, he won it with Porto. Done it with an okay Chelsea team that was on their way up. Don't get me wrong, like they were a great team. Pardon? Oh no, it wasn't. No, he didn't. He didn't do it with Chelsea, did he? No. Inter Milan. Sorry, Inter Milan, an Inter Milan team that was okay. Yeah. So yeah, great.
That was just the little bit on Jose because I just find him absolutely hilarious. Now that he's not against Arsenal, I find him absolute gold.
Interesting character, isn't he? Yeah, it is. It is like that. It'll be interesting to see what would happen if he were to come back to the Premier League, and how he'd get on. It would be good to have him back, especially if it is someone like Everton. They're so, at the moment they're so far removed that you don't really give a shit, do you?
No, but if Roma take him over, are they going to have much money to spend though, or is it going to be like Newcastle where they've got the money but can't do anything about it?
To be honest, I think that's the way of football now, isn't it? Because Man City have got the money but can't really do a lot, with it in that sense of fair play, PFL, all of that. FP. What is it called?
PF.
It is PFL, isn't it?
That's mate. You've absolutely thrown me now. No, PFL's the players thing.
What is it? Profit and sustainability.
PSR. I was like, I know this one. I know this. I know this.
I'm so drunk. I don't care what's going on. So yeah,
unbelievable. This is why we don't record on Sunday nights. You're a liability.
Oh, I don't
understand what you're talking about.
I don't normally get. I'm not normally like this on a Sunday. This is a fucking one-off, bro. What are we talking about?
You're talking about PSR.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know where you was going with it, but you're talking about PSR.
Yeah, well, with that, you just don't know what's going to happen, do you? Because you can't spend the money. So no matter who takes over, they've got to fall in line with that.
Yeah,
unless obviously you're Man City, then you still fuck you on.
Yeah, you certainly do. What's next then, Will? What's next on the list?
Should we go? Let's do the Ballon d'Or next.
Ballon d'Or. So who
that
is top?
What? So that is going to be Monday night. So this will come out Tuesday morning. So people will know who has won that sort of coveted trophy. So I guess it's for us to kind of predict, and then everybody can be there and be like, "You fucking waste, man. What are you talking about?" So sort of just to pick out some names. So Bellingham. Carvajal, who's done fantastically well for Real Madrid last season in particular, and for Spain as well, I thought. Foden, Grimaldo for Bayer Leverkusen. Obviously, they had a fantastic season. Haaland, Kane, probably not so much for me, if I'm going to be completely honest. Kroos, Lookman had a good season. Mbappe, I don't think Mbappe for me is up there at the moment. Martin Odegaard's on the list. Dani Olmo, Cole Palmer, Rodri, I think is a good shout. Saka, Saliba, Vinicius, Nico Williams had a great Euros. Granit Xhaka and Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal will probably is a future winner, but I don't think at the moment. I think he'll get a lot of young player awards.
We got the Copper Trophy, haven't you? Which is the youngster one.
Yeah,
I really see that's him, isn't it?
That's his. I can't see anybody else there getting that. I think it's going to be between Vinicius and Rodri. I feel Rodri probably does deserve to get it because of the seasons that he's had over the last year. But I feel like this injury and the fact that Manchester City didn't win the Champions League last season will probably mean that it will go to Vinicius. I think he's favourite as well at the moment.
You think Vinicius? I do think Rodri. He's done everything. He's done and won everything he possibly can.
The only reason really why I think Vinicius is because the bookies have made him favourite and they don't really get this wrong.
Yeah,
I think it will be harsh on Rodri because I think he's done, Champions League with City. He then went to win the Euros with Spain after being, City lost on penalties, didn't they, to Real in the final? So they didn't really lose it, did they? But it feels harsh.
Yeah.
Well, technically they didn't.
Well, they lost on penalties, so
yeah,
they lost the game.
Well, Real Madrid won.
That's how you decide it. If Real Madrid won, that means City lost. Yeah?
It's not recorded as a loss, though, is it?
Is it not?
No, because they lost on penalties.
Okay.
So technically, but yeah, I know what you mean. Real Madrid won it. So that's why I think Vinicius will probably just sneak ahead. And because the bookies are saying that.
Yeah, I think Rodri myself. But yeah.
You think he deserves it?
Yeah, as much as I really don't like him because he's just so good.
Oh, okay, right.
And he plays for City and he's Spanish. And they
What,
beat
Vinicius?
us in the final. No, Rodri.
Oh, right, okay.
Vinicius is
Brazilian,
mate, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you don't like Rodri because he's good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Will.
Okay.
Exactly right, my friend.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anytime. But yeah,
So
there you go.
I got a bit of fun.
Oh, I like
to
fun.
move
I always like
to
fun.
move on to now. So I've got a question.
Okay.
And then some kind of answers from social media
Excuse me.
that I thought we could go through that might be entertaining.
Go on.
So the question is, men, what did your ex do to you? Explain in football terms so that women don't understand. Okay?
That's wicked.
Ready?
Go on.
What happens in Europe should have no effect on the domestic situation. She signed a lucrative lifetime contract after a 5-year trial period and now has no motivation to perform.
Oh, I love that.
We all know what that means.
We all know what that means.
Signed on the dotted lines.
Absolutely.
Probation's over. Yeah. We fucking don't give a shit anymore.
Brutal. Absolutely brutal. I'm just waiting. I'm sure there's a Van Persie reference somewhere here.
A vampire. Oh, fucking
yeah,
hell.
There's got to be.
Was caught wearing another team shirt while still under contract to my club. Lauren Koscielny fucking springs to mind here. Contract was immediately terminated. The other club decided they didn't actually want to sign them, so now they're a free agent. She told me she wanted to go and play in Spain for a bit and then sign for a local club 2 weeks later. Mate, I just want to be single for this holiday. You can just fucking see it, can't you?
Oh my God.
Misconduct. Kept running the wrong play. She just couldn't read the playbook and then got caught offside and tried to fight the red card.
Fucking hell.
When I'll do two more, right? You ready?
Go on.
Went on loan every week to 3 different clubs between Tuesday and Friday for a year. A year! But forgot to tell us, thinking we'd never find out. 0 goals, 0 assists. Pace, -20. Unfortunately, they think they're CR7. Dodgy knees, defo career ending, injuries waiting to happen.
Shit, that was dark.
That went in, didn't it?
Fuck.
That went in.
God.
Started individual training sessions with a member of the team and failed to show up for official sessions. Got let go on a free. Just failed to turn up.
God.
Not turning up, nah. I'm having more fun with my individual training sessions.
Jesus Christ. Mate, these are fucking brutal. Yes, please find this every week.
There was one, Wayne Bridge and John Terry. Nothing else. Mate, that scandal was fucking unbelievable, wasn't it, back in the day?
It was.
And then they didn't shake hands.
It's that picture of Wayne Bridge just going,
yeah,
staring at him on the bench. It's just gold.
Yeah, and wasn't it when they lined up for England as well next to each other, and he's just like
Terry's just like. It's fucking brutal, mate. Absolutely brutal.
Unbelievable.
Christ, that's insane. That is absolutely insane. I just want to talk a little bit about some of the matches, if that's okay.
Of course. What, the matches from this weekend's game?
This weekend.
Yeah.
Specifically, I don't know if you've seen it, Brentford Ipswich.
What game? What
an insane game.
It's honestly, Brentford don't play shit games.
They don't, it's all or nothing, isn't it?
It's unbelievable. Like for me, just watching it, it's just end to end stuff. Like it's almost a bit. Do you remember when we went to the Emirates that one time, and it was end to end, and there was no one in the middle of the park? You had
Yeah.
attack and defence, attack and defence.
Yeah.
That was just because our tactics were shit, not because we were performing like this.
Yeah, games like that though, it's just ridiculous. But that genuinely could have ended like 8-5, 8-6.
Oh, mate,
They've
yeah.
both had so many chances still.
I mean, Ipswich not so much. I felt Ipswich were slightly lucky
Towards the end, they had a few chances.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I mean the lap goal, that was something else, wasn't it? He's unreal.
Quality. Yeah,
I think he's for a big money move going forward.
Just about to say that. Yeah, if Ipswich go down, someone will take him.
I think even
West Ham.
A West Ham. Mikel Antonio's on the fucking blower again, mate. He's not happy with us. We keep selling his position.
Talking about him, have you seen his kit?
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
Have you seen the story behind it all?
Yeah, well, it was strangling him, wasn't it? It was like that. So he cut a little thing in it. Yeah. So Umbro have had to adapt the whole kit just for him. So it's like got a proper slit down like the middle, isn't it? So it actually comes apart because he's so fucking hench.
Absolutely massive geezer.
Yeah. Would you rub baby oil on him?
What, for $100,000?
Traore Antonio. Wax on, wax off.
Yeah, but at least I'm earning $200,000. You're paying them $1 million to do it.
I'm on my knees doing the same.
What the hell is that noise?
I don't know. Alexa's obviously just decided she's heard her name.
That was incredibly loud. It
Yeah.
actually made me jump. I didn't know what was going on. I thought it was like 2 minutes.
I love how you just can't ignore that there's something going on in the background. You just have to
it made me jump. I thought it was me.
What the hell is? I thought you thought you was talking like Alexa.
No, I thought.
Is that my voice? What's going on?
Oh my god! I feel like a ventriloquist. It's like,
get your hand out of Antonio's arse.
What? He said to lather him up in oil. Sorry, back to the Brentford game.
Yeah.
Delap, he could definitely be bought, I think, in the summer. What do you think of Ipswich so far?
Honestly, I think defensively they're really poor. We've said this a couple of times. When what's their manager called again?
McKenna.
McKenna, yeah. When he sort of was like Muric. That's the kind of guy I want to play out the back for me. Oh my
god, that guy! He's fucking awful.
He's just a liability in goal. Like you can't. I understand that playing out for the back is the thing that people want to do, but when you've got him, you kind of have to be careful because he's not very good at it.
You've just got to play along with him.
Well, yeah.
Even at saving, like shot stopping, he's not very good.
He has his moments, but yeah, I mean, he's not. He's a bit of a liability. So I think with
He's
that,
Ben Sewell, is he?
I'd love to lather that guy up in baby oil.
£200 is yours.
£200. You know. Yeah, I think going forward, you know, Schmodix, Hurst, Delap, they are really, really top drawer going forward.
Schmodix's goal was good, actually, wasn't
really
it?
Good. Yeah,
Lovely
really
finish.
Good. Clark obviously got a red card, didn't he? And I thought
that was harsh.
I thought he was just stupid.
Yeah, but that second yellow, I genuinely didn't think it was a yellow.
Did you not? No, I thought they were
No.
both. I thought they were both yellow cards. I just couldn't understand
Really?
his.
Oh, I didn't think so.
Yeah, I just couldn't understand his kind of behaviour. Like it was just a bit of
when you want a yellow. Yeah,
very exactly that. I think he gave the referee no opportunity. You see that happening, and you're like, I'm just going to send him off. But no, I do like Ipswich, and I do hope that they start to turn the tide on the sort of results that they're getting on the pitch. But Brent, I really do like watching Brentford. I think that they don't care. They just go forward. Visser has stepped up very, very well. And Buemo's penalty was Tony-esque, wasn't it?
It was. But do you know what? My first thought was, why the fuck is he not letting Visser take this for his hattie.
He's only scored one.
I thought he scored 2.
No, it went down
Was that
as a
second and
Clark.
goal? Oh, okay, that makes more sense. I thought, what a shithouse. I was like, if he's just come back as well, like, let him take it, man.
Well, I tell you know, just going on to bringing it back to the Arsenal, I thought it was odd midweek when Havertz was on to score like I can't remember what it was, but he was going to score like a 50th goal, say. I can't remember exactly what it was. And Trossard took the penalty and fucking missed.
Weird, isn't it?
So it is a bit weird when it comes to penalties. But no, that was a good shout. That was a very entertaining game, just up and down the pitch. Great game, great Premier League game.
It's not often you get a 4-3 as well, so it's quite nice to get that.
Exactly, yeah. I thought the other one for me was Brighton and Wolves. Very interesting game. Very late drama. Yeah, it was all about the second half, really, wasn't it? Like Ferguson getting his first goal in over a year.
Yeah, I didn't realise
or
that.
Under a year. Over a year. It was.
But can we just say a special mention to Danny Welbeck? He is on fire this season.
Another goal. Yeah, another goal. Absolutely smashing it. Brighton overall are doing so well. I mean, when they appointed their manager, I thought that's a bit of a weird one. I wanted to say Hasenhüttl, but it's not that. What is his name?
Fabian Hürzeler.
Hürzeler, that's it. Thank you.
I knew you didn't know. Their manager.
Their manager. Thanks for dragging that out of me. I couldn't fucking. I know begin with H. I couldn't fucking remember it. But I thought Wolves just started to show that little bit about them. They got that little bit of fight. Ait Nuri's goal, and then Cunha. I mean, it could have been. I mean, they were like, what was it? 4 against 1 at the Brighton end, and then it went down to the other end, and it's almost like 5 against 4, and you're thinking, fuck. And Cunha just walked into the box and was like, I think I can shoot now. So did.
Mate,
and
honestly,
scored.
that guy he had such a good game. Cunha had such a good game. He was brilliant.
I think that's such an important point for Wolves now, and you know, I've said it before, and you've kind of laughed at me on multiple occasions that statistically Wolves have had the hardest start to a season, like in terms of the fixtures that they've played, and now you look at them. They've just got this point. I think they go to Bournemouth next, and this is when they can start to pick up their points. And I really think that O'Neill has got through the hard stuff. He's got a few points. He's played. I mean, that's it. The game that they played against City was outstanding. This game they played is very, very good. So I think that they're going to start to pick up the points, and I'm looking forward to seeing what comes from them.
No, I do agree with you, and I did laugh because it just seemed like a cop out. But they have had a really tough start. But they're only, was it 2 points away from being safe?
Yeah. Well, it was.
I know, because Palace won, didn't they?
Yeah, Palace.
So there might be a few more now, but I think it's still good. They're still well within reach.
So they're 4 points out from Palace now after that win. I mean, which is doable, you know. Palace have got a win now, which, as you know, will boost their confidence. Everton are playing quite well. I think they've not lost in 5 games now.
Good Premier League manager at the helm as well.
Yeah, Leicester are doing very well. Wolves can still get themselves out of that. I mean, the ones down in 14th place, Manchester United, they could be.
Wow, they're 14th.
Could be in trouble. Yeah, 11 points, mate. 11 points, 14th position. They lost to West Ham today. I mean, I am going to talk in their favour, actually, because I don't know if you've seen it.
I haven't, no.
But that penalty, for me, feels quite harsh. And I think we'll come on to the Arsenal game today, but I've thought that for a number of weeks now, we've spoken about it. I don't understand why VAR interfere when VAR interfere and then don't when they kind of should. I find it so confusing how VAR can look at that and go, yeah, that's a penalty. But then they can look at the Villa game as an example and then not give the penalties that I felt that they should have been given towards Bournemouth. I mean, there was a clear handball on Bailey, and then I can't remember what else happened, but I remember sort of thinking that there feels like two decisions there that are quite clear penalties. I think one of them was, I think it was where Semedo went down, and they said he dived, but he didn't. He actually got clipped on the foot, and I just think, what is going on?
Yeah, it's just very. I mean, I feel like a broken record, but it's just so inconsistent.
But it's what's happening,
Constantly
mate.
It's ridiculous. Yeah,
We're just talking
it is
about what's happening in the games.
It shouldn't happen every bloody week, though.
Bournemouth should have had two penalties for me, because the handball law doesn't make sense. I don't think it. I think if you ask me, like, in terms of what's good for the game, was Leon Bailey a penalty? I think no. But what's given for other games, then yes, you have to give that as a penalty. That's what I'm talking about. That consistency and that VAR doing that. It's just not there. And the West Ham one. They've come to. It's a coming together. That's all it is. And but because they've looked at it in slow motion and they've broken it down to the point where they're like looking at it in slow motion for the impact, and they're going, yeah, that's a penalty. And you're like, no, it's not a fucking penalty. It's coming together. So West Ham did get. I felt they did get quite lucky with that result today.
Huge 3 points for them, though, isn't it?
Huge 3 points, really well needed. Same for Chelsea as well. Actually, they played quite well and got their points. Special shout out to Cole Palmer FC.
Do you know what? They're looking good. Reece James has actually played a game.
He has. He
might
played a game.
might be out for probably 6 weeks now. But do you know, since he's been made captain, he's played 13 games.
And interestingly,
that's insane, isn't it?
He's playing on the left.
Was he?
Yeah, Cucurella's fit, but they still put James on the left. They got Gusto on the right. I thought Pedro Neto had a good game as well, actually.
Yeah, he's been playing really well, hasn't he, annoyingly?
Yeah, shame for Newcastle, because I thought that they were in that. I don't think they were out of it at all throughout the whole game. But yeah, Chelsea nicked the win.
Fair play to him, keeping up the pressure at the top.
Should we come on to the big game, though?
Yeah. And before we start going well into it, I just want to say, for once, I thought it was a very well refed game.
Completely disagree.
Really? I thought it was very well done.
Completely disagree. I feel like there's this inconsistency again. Van Dijk smashing into Trossard like that, no yellow card. How many times did I see Liverpool players kick that ball away? Nothing was done.
Okay, kicking the ball, yeah, but it was consistent for that game.
Yeah, okay.
That's what I mean.
Right.
He wasn't like blowing the whistle for us and then not for them and stuff. But across the board, it was very fair.
Okay, all right. Consistent for the game, maybe, but for overall, Arsenal have had 2 red cards for the exact same thing. I think we got a yellow card today for it as well, for kicking the ball away, wasting time. Oh no, it was a wasting time, wasn't it? David Raya wasting time. I just think, why is that happening? Right at the end there, the ball goes out for a corner, but not for Arsenal. Like that's given a goal kick, and you think that's a blatant corner. That's the last kick of the game. Arsenal set pieces are so good, and we're not given the corner. The goal that wasn't a goal. What's the referee blown for?
Do you know what? I didn't understand that one.
Why did he blow so early?
Get that. I don't know.
I don't even know
what the issue was.
There was no issue. Let the game run on. We scored the goal. Bring it back. Let VAR make a decision. I mean, if they agree, they agree with that it shouldn't be a goal. But why are you stopping it for that? There was nothing. Nothing happened. I thought it was badly officiated, mate.
Okay, I get it on that one. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I didn't understand because everyone seemed to stop, and I didn't realise he'd blown the whistle.
It was
Havertz, and I was like, oh no, it's hit the post. And then Ranieri came in. I was like, oh my god, he just scored.
No, it was Jesus. Yeah, it was Jesus.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
I thought it was Ranieri. They
but
look very similar with their hair.
I thought it was an awful end to a really good game, because, I mean, Trent's
game, wasn't it?
Trent's ball forward into
mate, that was so frustrating.
Salah.
Because I don't know about you, I saw that coming.
Yeah, but
it was just split, and you think there's not many people in the Prem that can do this, but Trent can. You know it's going to happen.
splits defences like you split Adama Traore, mate. Honestly, it's unbelievable what he can do.
Do you know what was more frustrating though? After all of that, is I genuinely feel if we had Gabriel and Saliba, that wouldn't have happened.
No, mate. So the injury issues that and I know Liverpool have got their issues as well with Elliott, Becker, Jota. You know, I know they've got their issues as well.
Who calls him Becker?
Allison, I don't know.
I don't know anyone that's called him Becker.
That's a really good point. Why did I call him Becker?
I have no idea. You said it so nonchalant, like that was just like, don't get me wrong, that is his name, but
it's Allison, isn't it? Why did I call him Becker? I have no idea.
No idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's insane what you've just done.
It was insane. I'll give you that.
Yeah, so obviously Becker's out, Diogo's out.
But for me, Bukayo Saka's goal was world class.
Considering he was a doubt for this game, I thought he was fantastic.
I think, like, if I think of how good he is and how good he's been for Arsenal and what he can achieve, like people like put people on the pedestal of world class, and you think they're talking about Messi, Ronaldo. I'm not saying he's at their level. He could get to their level. I think he could if he continues on his trajectory.
No one can get those.
I don't think he will. Don't get me wrong. But I just think he's like on levels with like Neymar. Like, he is so fucking good. It's actually unbelievable when you compare him. Like midweek when we were without him, and then this game when he's back and he's probably not fully fit. I just think he changes the dynamic of this team so much, and I think he will change the dynamic of any team. You think about him in the England team. We always have to have him in the England team because he's that good, and I can't praise that guy highly enough. And then he comes out, he just stops the ball dead through Robertson's legs, and you're like, oh, that was good. And then he smashes it, and you're like, oh my god! I literally was like,
incredible.
He just scored,
and I thought he was going to go that way to the goal, and all of a sudden he went bang. I was like, oh my god,
unreal.
That was insane. Joe, what was real disappointing for me though was Martinelli's performance.
You've been on Martinelli's back a little bit recently.
I just feel like I want him to be back to what he was at like a season and a half, 2 seasons ago. Also, I know he had his injury, then he had a little bit of loss of form. He just hasn't got it back. But that left side, there was so many opportunities for him. And then Martinelli on form would have taken on a player and looped it in or had a shot off. And there just wasn't that. So many times he stopped and passed it back, or he would lose it. Come on. Like, I know he's so good. I love Martinelli. I think he's fantastic, but we just need something to get his confidence back again because he's just wasteful at the moment.
I know what you mean. I kind of agree as well. Like he has been not on his best form recently. But I felt like today was one of his best performances because Liverpool are a tough team, and to get through the way that he did on a few occasions was great, and there wasn't a lot in the box. I think Arsenal not signing a striker has been the biggest downfall of our season, and Gabby, as much as we like Jesus, and I think he's been great for the club on occasions. He's been loyal, and he's just not scored in so long. Yeah. He's just not scored in so long. I think his attitude's right. He just can't score. And there's nothing personal against him. I do like him, but we need a striker. And Havertz obviously has been quality, but he's not a striker. He's not. He's never said that he's a striker.
But he is playing as a striker.
He is playing as a striker.
He is our striker. And he's scoring goals a lot of the time as a striker. But I know what you mean. We need an out-and-out striker.
Yeah, like... we're not going to
a proper number 9.
We're not going to get a Haaland, of course. No one's at that kind of level.
Scenes, Haaland and Rodri on a free.
Yeah,
because Man City get relegated to the Northwest Counties Division 2.
But that goal he scored midweek, goes to just show it doesn't matter whether he's facing the goal or not. He'll still give it his best shot at scoring and score an absolute fucking worldie.
That goal was disgusting, wasn't it?
Unbelievable, isn't it?
How'd you do that? I hope you've watched that over and over again, ready for next week when you're back. Or when we're on our sevens, when we're on the sevens pitches, I'll do a long lob with a long throw with the triceps
out. Yeah.
Straight into the penalty box. Bang, and there you go.
Yeah. Mate, I couldn't get a head to that, let alone a fucking back heel. Unbelievable. That was unreal. But we need somebody, Ivan Toney would have been great. Somebody like an Ollie Watkins would have been fantastic. All those people out there that Arsenal should be able to go and get, didn't. And I think that's going to be our downfall this season. And I'll be honest with you, Ben, we ain't going to win the Premier League, mate.
We're not. This was already a big, big game. We're not even 10 games in.
Yeah.
And I think a draw was probably a fair result.
I can't accept that. I can't accept it.
It was, though, wasn't it? Let's be real. It probably was a fair result. Their second goal was just a killer.
It was quality.
I feel like we did have the sort of best of the game, but we probably should, being at home. I do think we played well, but I do think Liverpool played well. They're looking like a fantastic team. And,
done well
all credit to Klopp for building that squad, and then all credit to Slot for just taking it on and tweaking it.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Little story just to finish on, unless you've got anything else.
I have got a quick one. Did you?
Is it David James?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to finish.
Oh, was it?
Oh, actually, no. We have got one more thing actually after that. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
David James. So where would you stand? So he was at Anfield, was it midweek, I think, or last weekend or something? I can't remember when it was. And also, they do like these little halftime shows and like, they sometimes bring the kids on to have like a couple of penalties and stuff. Now, the crowd were telling him to save this kid's shot. So he saved it.
He obliged.
And
but it wasn't...
Do you know what? It was a good save as well. It was a good penalty.
It wasn't like... It was like a kid. I think the kid was raising money for charity or something, and it wasn't like he'd to score in the Kop end as well, and it wasn't like he'd like just tapped it to him. So all James had to do was like save it with his foot. He proper dived for it and saved it. So they let him retake it, didn't they?
And he saved it again.
He saved it again.
Where do you stand on this? Because obviously you've got a boy. And he's at that age where he loves his football. He's playing football. He's probably quite impressionable. So if he was given that opportunity against David Raya to have a penalty at the Emirates and David Raya saved it, what would you say to Jack? Because I'm really torn with this.
So I think there's kind of two answers to this question.
Yeah, but no. What would you say? This happened to Jack.
Yeah, I'll get there.
What do you say?
I think there's two kind of answers to this question. So when I'm playing Jack and we're in the garden or we're at the park or wherever it is, I win
every time.
Most, unless he's getting really upset, I'll be like, nah, you need to learn like how to lose, because in his football club at the minute, they don't lose. They smash it, and they're moving up the league.
Are really good,
really good. Jack has very little to do most of the time. So I'm like, I need to give you a challenge and I need you to understand that it's okay to lose. So most of the time I'll win. I will let him win a few times. As he's getting better, letting him win is actually becoming he wins.
Really? Okay.
Oh mate, yeah, he's getting really good.
I can believe that from your performance.
Exactly, yeah. He's really good. And normally I'm used to just kicking balls against you. So, he makes it a challenge for me to not score. So I've got that about it. But if it's David Raya and it's a charity and he's shooting against him and Raya saves, I think I'd be a bit like, what are you doing? Like, let him score. Because what are you doing? He's got an opportunity now to score in front of the clock end or the north end, and you've saved it and stopped the cheer. Or if you save it, and then you let him retake it, then you let him score
Then
so
you
he can
let him-
experience
yeah.
that cheer.
Yeah,
But-
I agree with you for the second, because that's how I felt. Like the first one, save it, because to be fair, it was a good save, but it was quite a good pen. But the second one, you've got to just let him score.
But when we went to Crouch Fest and James was there, I don't want to be a bit judgmental, but he was fucking weird.
He did come across a bit strange. Do you know what? I'd love to meet him though.
Mm.
I think he'd have some fascinating stories. So, David, if you're listening, please get in touch.
Don't get me wrong. I think
Will doesn't think you're weird. Will loves you really.
I think he's all right, and I think he's going to have some great stories, and I think he's got a great personality, but he just comes across sometimes as a bit like the decision to do that is a fucking odd decision.
I thought it was brilliant. I'm not gonna lie. It's the way he gave he gave the kid a hug after, didn't he? He's like, never better luck next time. Like next time, this kid's never going to get that chance again.
No.
How many kids are going to be able to have a penalty at Anfield?
Very true.
And he's
very
better luck
true.
next time, mate. I thought, what a legend. I
have a question for you.
James. Go on, hit me.
Who are you saying is your goal of the week for Mystery Away Days?
Bukayo Saka,
Osaka.
without a doubt.
Interesting.
I don't think maybe Schmodix's one comes close, because I thought that was a very nice finish.
Palmer's was good.
I haven't seen the Chelsea stuff yet, but I'm still going Saka. I don't think that can get beaten unless Haaland's midweek one was at the weekend. If that was there, that would have beat Saka. Otherwise, no.
All right. Bukayo Saka, congratulations for winning the Football Drop Podcast Goal of the Week, sponsored by Mystery Away Days.
Congrats, Bukayo. If you want your trophy, get in touch and we will get it made for you. Otherwise, we're saving ourselves a fortune on these trophies because no one's got in touch so far. Guys.
No one's been in touch so far, which has been a bit weird. But
I'll be fuming. It'll cost us a fortune. And we don't make any money on this pod.
Mate, we fucking hemorrhage money on this pod.
We do.
Anyway, nobody needs to know about that. No one's listening. They've all turned off.
Anyway,
it's just me and you talking.
But mate, it's been a pleasure. I hope you have a nice time away. And
mate.
We'll hopefully see you next week.
Goodbye.
Thanks for listening if anyone's still there.